Good morning, students. So after test we got all of you a break. Hope all of you have enjoyed 2 to 3 days break. Okay, I am very happy. Without classroom teaching also you have done very well. I hope you are all understanding the chapters properly. Still you need little more concentration and more practice. Next time little bit more practice so that you can do better. So next chapter we'll go to data handling. So what is data? Data means information. Any information which is collected and represented in a organized way, that is known as data. Suppose it is asked to collect the number of people from your locality who have got a government job, that is also a data. Suppose from one family 1, second family 2, or third family 0, that is also called a data. And when the data are collected and it is represented in a particular way, that is known as representation of the data. And when the data is represented, by seeing the data we can analyze the data and we can answer many questions related to data, and we can gather more information related to data. So for that we have to represent the data in a systematic way, and that can be done in different methods. So what are they? First is pictograph, line graph, bar graph, double bar graph, histogram. So first we will go to pictograph. What is pictograph? Pictograph means when the data is represented in the form of pictures, that is known as pictograph, which you have all learnt in the lower class. See here, in this graph or in this picture, there are some icons are represented. What are these? It is given the number of books read by the students of different class from standard 4 to standard 7. So as it is told as the book, we can represent that data in the form of book picture, or we can take any other picture also. So here, if the number of information, suppose in class 4 number of students are more, so to represent that number we can represent one symbol as a fixed amount so that we can get more information. Suppose 100 students are there, we cannot draw 100 pictures here, it is not possible. So here what we can do, we can take one picture as a fixed number. Here it is taken as one picture is equal to 100 books. So in class 4, number of books read by the students, it is represented in how many pictures? It is 7 pictures. So from this picture, what do you know? What you understood? That in the 4th class, how many books are read? It is 7 into 100, that is 700 books. Like that in class 5, how many books are there? It is 6 pictures are there. So how many books are read? It is 6 into 100, it is 600 books. So from this picture we can know different type of answers. If it is asked that which class has read more number of books, so we will see which class has the more number of pictures. It is class 6, because here it is 3, 3, 6, 3, 9 pictures are there. It means 900. So here 900 books are read. Also, here also, if I will ask what is the difference of number of books read by class 4 and class 5, that also you can answer. So from this data we can answer so many things. This is known as pictograph, method of pictograph. Next comes bar graph. Bar graph, when the data is represented as column, then it is known as bar graph. Okay, or also it is known as column graph. This bar graph we can represent it in the horizontal method also, but very convenient way is to represent the bar graph in the column method or vertical method. See, this is the vertical method of representing the data in the column graph or the bar graph. Here how we can do? Here we have to use the grid paper or graph paper, where the numerical value is taken in the y-axis, that is the vertical way, and the other value or other information it is taken in the x-axis, which already you have learnt. That is x-axis, it is the horizontal axis, and the vertical axis is known as the y-axis. See here, number of here it is given different type of fruits name, and here number of people. So number of, here it is the favorite fruit. Apple, it is colored red and it is liked by 35 students. Then orange, then the banana, then the other fruits, like this it is represented. So in the graph paper, each box is taken as 1 unit, and we can take as the different unit as per the number of numerical value it is given in the data. We can take one box as the 1, or one box as the 5, one box as the 1000. It depends upon the number of the values whatever given in the data. Here it is taken one box as the 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 and 40. It is distributed. In the x-axis also, one box represent as the one type of fruit. So one is apple, then next one box we will leave, then orange, then one box we will leave, then banana. Like this it is given. Okay. So from this also we can get different information. If it is asked that number of people who like blueberry, how many? It is 40. We can know. And which is the least favorite fruit? It is the grape. So from this we can know different type of information. Like this is also representing the graph in the horizontal methods. We can represent this bar graph also as the horizontal way. Okay. Then the double bar graph. In the double bar graph, what is done? In the double bar graph helps to compare or the present more than one kind of data or information. Simultaneously, we can compare two type of information from the double bar graph, or we can represent the double bar graph or comparison of the two data through the double bar graph. See here, it is a double bar graph picture. Okay, here in the double bar graph, the information are shared. So here what we can do, one is green color, one is orange color. So this green color represent the one data and the orange color represent the another data. Okay, so from this we can know that, and we can compare between the two data, and we can simultaneously represent two type of data. Here it is, if I asked that if you are asked to write the number of that marks you got in math and science both, then how can you represent that one in the double bar graph? Like this, one column you will take for the math, one column you will take for the science. So in that orange if it is math, the green if it is science, then you can write the marks in the vertical column and you can represent in different test. In 5 test means 5 or by 5 people, you your friends 5, then it is represent in this way. Okay, got it? Then comes the line graph. The graph which is used to represent the data that changes continuously with the time, that is called the line graph. In the line graph, the data or the value, numerical value changes continuously. Like the if a car runs in the first hour, it covers the that is the 40 kilometer. Then in the second hour, it covers 53 kilometer. Then in the third hour, it slows down 50 kilometer. Like this temperature of a place also we can represent in the line graph. The first day it is 43, second day 53, third day it comes down 50, then fourth day it is 57. So first we will take the temperatures in the vertical axis, 0, 20 or 0, 10, 10. Each unit you can take as per your convenient. One unit 0 to first line, first box it is 20, 20. So we take 20, 20 difference, 0, 20, 40, 60, 80. Here in the x-axis first day, second day, third day, fourth day, like this. And first day it is 43, so 43 you have taken. Second day it is 53, 53 line, where it is you have to give the dot, then the 50, then you have to join the each dot. Then this type of representation is known as the line graph. Okay, then comes the histogram. Histograms are used to show the numerical data which is grouped in some intervals. Okay, so here the data are grouped. Before representing it in the grid box or in the graph paper, we have to group the data into certain intervals. Like here, it is given number of children, and here age. Okay, age and number of children. Age is, so we have to 6 to 7 in your locality that it is given. Collect the information about the number of children between different year graphs. So we will group here the years. 6 to 7 year, how many children? Then 7 to 8 year, then 8 to 9 year, then 9 to 10 year. So that distribution is known as the frequency distribution. And for this we have to draw a table first. We have to write between 6 to 7 year group how many children are there, then 7 to 8 how many, 8 to 9, then 9 to 10. Here when we are grouping the data, that is the age 6 to 7 here, okay, that is known as the class interval. This is known as class interval. And this class interval, the 6 is the lowest value and is the 7 is the higher value. Okay, or it is known as the lower limit and upper limit. In each group, in 7 to 10 group, 7 is the lower limit, 8 is the upper limit. 8 to 9, 8 is the lower, 9 is the upper limit. Okay, this is known as class intervals. So there are how many class intervals? 1, 2, 3, 4 class intervals. Okay, so when you are calculating, we have to take either one of the limit, either lower or upper limit. Generally, we are taking the lower limit in the class interval while grouping the data. So between 6 to 7 year, when the number of children's calculated, it is 80. 6 to 7, how many children are this? 80. Then 7 to 8, how many? It is 40. Like this, we have to draw the graph or draw the box. 6 to 7 will be represented in the one graph, one box. Then 7 to 8, then 8 to 9, then 9 to 10. So you see, it looks like a bar graph. But what is the difference between the bar graph and the histogram? See, in the bar graph, each box represents one type of, and after each box one gap is there, then the next data or next information is written. But in the histogram, there is no gap between the class intervals. 6 to 7, it represents in one box or one column. There is no gap because 7 to 8 in the class interval, also 7 is included. That is why no gap between the each bar. Got it? This is the difference between histogram and the bar graph. One more thing, you can see here a line. This curved line or zigzag line is known as jagged line. What is this jagged line? Jagged line means between this number there is no representation, means no data. 0 to 6. We started from 6 to 7 year. So between 0 to 6, no information or no data is taken into account. That is why there is a jagged line between 0 to 6. Next we will start from 6 to 7. Like that, any data you can take. If it is not given 0 to 10, there is no value. So 0 to 10 will be represented by a jagged line. Got it? This jagged line can be represented in vertical or in the x-axis or y-axis. In both the case, we can take the jagged line. Okay? So this frequency distribution table you have to understand. In this, each intervals are known as class interval. Upper one is the upper limit, lower value is the lower limit, and the difference between the upper and lower limit means here see, upper is 7, lower is 6, so 7 minus 6, 1, 8 minus 7, 1, 9 minus 10, 8, 1, 10 minus 9, 1. That is known as called size of the interval. That is called size of the interval. Okay. See here, another also examples I will show you. Frequency distribution table. See here, 10 to 20. How many students are there? Frequency is 12. So here 10 is the lower limit, 20 is the upper limit. And difference is known as class size or interval size. 20 minus 10, 10. Class size is 10. Okay. So this is how we can represent the data in the different methods. I hope you all have understood the representation of data in different methods. That is the bar graph, pictograph. Already it is taught to you bar graph. So in this chapter, we will do generally with the frequency distribution table. That is the histogram method we will apply. Okay. So in the online class, I will solve the problems of this exercise, how to represent the data in the graph. Hope you have understood. Okay. Thank you and have a nice day.